What up, Copper family? Hope you guys are doing well. Um, Honor to have you here, Danny. Appreciate you coming.
I appreciate you inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So, what's up, Mark? How you doing? We have several people in here already, but
Awesome.
as they trickle in, we'll say hi. But I really just kind of want to get going. So, why don't you introduce yourself? Let us know who you are and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so my name is Danny. I'm known as Paintrain on TikTok and Instagram. You can call me Danny or Paintrain, either one. Paintrain kind of became a nickname from the firehouse. Danny's my real name, so I like both,
So you're a firefighter?
Yes, I'm a fireman, New York City Fire Department, and I've been with the fire department since July of 2007.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
So you just love it?
I do. I have. It's a great. It's it's much like the beard and mustache community. It's a very it's a brotherhood. It's very very tight knit and yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm an adrenaline junkie, so it's good for me.
Do you mind if we talk about your job for a second?
No, not at all.
So how did you get into become a New York City firefighter? I mean, like when you think firefighter, you think New York City, you think like that's the pinnacle of firefighters.
Yeah, it is, and obviously it's marked by the unfortunate events of September 11th. But I kind of just stumbled upon it, to be honest with you. So I was born and raised Long Island, New York, and my parents kind of separated when I was younger, say around 15, 16, and my mom and brother moved upstate to the upstate portion of New York, and I stayed on Long Island with my father. But I went upstate for a little while, and there was a guy there who happened to be from Long Island as well. I met him at a deli that I was working at. And so he was like, hey, it's a little different up there. And I was young. I didn't know a lot of people up there. So he was like, hey, why don't you come join the EMS squad? And you don't have to do anything. You just drive the ambulance. And I was like, you know what? It's not a bad idea. Lights and sirens, I'll do it, And it kind of just steamrolled from there. And then I became an EMT. I worked on an ambulance for a while, and then I took the fire exam, and so it just kind of grew.
Dude, that's really cool. There's a lot of questions already asked about New York, your stash, all that kind of stuff, and everyone, I appreciate you. Did 9/11 affect you at all when it come to actually becoming a firefighter, or was that after the fact?
It didn't affect my decision on it. It was more it affected me personally. It affected close family and friends, and my father was a New York City iron worker, and my uncle, my grandfather, my uncle's best friend was a New York City fireman. And then obviously I've met a lot of guys over the years that either A, were there, or B, know people. And so it didn't stop me from doing it. But it's a day that weighs heavy always,
Oh, absolutely.
It always stays in the back of my mind, and you see memorial T-shirts, and it's always there. But it's
a hard subject.
It is, and it made me. I'm happy to be where I am now. So It didn't impact it in that way, but it hit hard in many other ways.
So, what do your coworkers think of the stash?
They like it. I think I made a TikTok a while ago when I first started, and it was kind of like anywhere else I go. If I go to the supermarket, or honestly, most times, maybe I'll get a funny look here or there. They don't say anything, but most times it's compliments. I really don't get people that are like, hey, what is that? Or like, no dirty looks or anything, but they love it because it's like, so that TikTok I made was anywhere else I go, supermarket, I might get like a funny look, but the firehouse, they're like, 6 stash, man, 6
right?
Stash, yeah. Fireman and mustache,
So Mark wants to know what part of upstate New York you're from.
So I'm not from upstate New York. My brother currently lives there. My mother lives there as well. I spent a short time there from the age of 18 to about 21, 22, and that was in the Queensbury area. Now, currently, my brother lives in Saratoga Springs, and my mother is still in Queensbury. It's about 45 minutes north of Albany.
Nice. And then Mr. G, so he's Ken. His name's Ken. He wants to know if you ever poked your eye out with that. I mean, seriously though, if you look at it, it's right there.
Yeah, it is. And so this morning, when I was styling it, I actually did. You know, as I was getting all the hair together and pulling it up, I actually did get a few stragglers that hit me in the eyeball. But you know, it happens.
How would that be? So just say hi to everyone. Hi, Bradley. Hi, Nick. Hey, Mark. Hey, Russ. Hey, Joe. Joe, thanks for coming. We have quite a few people. Zeb, appreciate you stopping by. Steven, I'm always amazed that he's up. He lives in Ireland. He's from Ireland.
Oh, it's awesome. I love Ireland. So I'm half Irish. I'm half Irish, half Italian.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Bob? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where my heritage is, from Italy, too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Not Ireland, but... And then I'm a mutt, you know what I mean? What's up, Gabe?
Yeah. I think everyone is a little bit, you know. My father was Irish and my mom's Italian. So
besides you know, your work and besides the mustache, what else do you do? What are your hobbies?
So family first. You know, I love my daughter. I have a 6-year-old daughter. My wife is awesome, and she's super supportive of everything I do. And so outside of that, you know, I enjoy my dogs. I enjoy exercise. That's how I get most of my frustrations out, if you will. You know, exercise, and that's it. You know, I'm pretty mellow. You know, I get a lot of excitement at work. So
you do.
When I'm home, I like to enjoy things. Yeah.
Are you pretty busy at work all the time, or is it like, see here, if you're a firefighter, you might get work maybe occasionally, and you know, unless there's a really bad wreck, but other than that, there's really nothing.
Yeah, so we're pretty busy. So where I am now, the firehouse I first started in is in East New York, Brooklyn, and it is the busiest fire company in all of New York City, in the 5 boroughs, and we were doing just about 7,000 calls a year. So, and out of those 7,000, I'd say there's, you know, about, I don't know, couple hundred fires a year. So we do a fair amount of work, and it's definitely busy. But other areas are a little slower, but you know,
still, that's a ton.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, I think that my city is so small. It's like we have a volunteer. Like you can volunteer to be a part of it.
Yeah. That's how it is by me on Long Island. I mean, they're mostly volunteer. The city is paid, but Long Island, Suffolk County, Nassau County, both are volunteer. You know, they'll have a few paid first responders to be there, but that's just for the initial call. But they still need others to come in to, you know, get the rig into motion, if you will.
Dude, that's amazing.
So,
Bob wants to know if you can do 100 push-ups. He's just saying.
I actually can. I might have to get into a little exercise on TikTok. You know, I don't know. I see Bob
does 100 a day, right? And
he's killing it. You can see it in his videos. Yeah. His chest is looking good. He's looking good. You're looking good, Bob.
What's up, Ellie? Then Abby, just so you guys know, Abby's my sister. She's out of Florida. She lives in Florida right now, and she's awesome.
So I'm actually going to Florida soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the 10th. Yeah, my wife and daughter, and my best friend lives in Florida. He lives in Davenport, which is fairly close to Orlando. So we're flying into Orlando on the 10th, and we're going to be there from the 10th through the 16th. So
you hitting any parks or anything?
So just one of the days. But we've done that whole experience a couple times. My friend used to work at Disney, so we used to, you know, we would kind of have like backstage access, if you will, and so we've done that experience with my daughter, and but we're gonna go there and kind of just relax and try to shut the world down for a little while.
She goes, "Oh, Davenport, way cool."
Yeah, it's a very nice area.
When you're dealing with humidity, sorry, I can't style my stash like yours. I don't have the genetics to do that. When you're dealing with humidity, do you have to restyle it all the time, even with the wax?
So it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm outside and I'm working outside and I'm sweating a lot, yeah, it might come loose a little. but it's nothing like I'll carry a pocket comb with me all the time, and I can just easily run a comb through it, especially if it's humid and it starts to soften up like that. I'll have a comb with me, and I can run a comb through it, and I can just give it a nice, easy reshape, and it's back to where it wants to be. But if it's really humid, if it's a really humid day, summer, and I'm going to say a wedding or something of that nature, and I don't want it to move, I will put a little bit of hairspray in the mustache after it's styled, obviously, because you won't be able to move it after that. But that's how I'll kind of combat that a little bit. But I don't do that often. My job is pretty, a messy mustache isn't a concern of mine at work. So.
No, I just meant like when you're out, like you said, like a wedding where you want it to look nice. It's humid.
Yes.
Because I know with humidity, like it's super dry here in Utah, so I have to use more. I would say more beard oil, more everything, just to make sure that my beard doesn't dry out or it just curls. It just sucks up.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm in Florida, like say I'm visiting my sister Abby, I don't have to put hardly anything in, and it just kind of sinks. So
yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't really have too much of an issue. I always have a comb with me, and that really helps. Sometimes when you leave in the morning and it looks perfect, and you're happy, you don't want it to move, it ends up moving. But the comb, you can comb through it and just give it a reshape, and sometimes it comes out better on the reshape than it did initially, So.
Yeah. Yeah, Li, we've already. He wants to know too. Have you ever poked your eye out? Everyone's asking.
So today's the first day I really styled it like this. It's the first time I've done it. I did a little something similar. Thank you. I did something a little similar to it, and it was probably a couple weeks ago. It was up on TikTok, but today actually, I'm sure that you know him, Steve Foss. He left a comment and saw my English. And then said, all right, next assignment is the dolly. So I took that comment, replied to it. And so this was the first time I did this straight up like this,
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Aldemir, one of my favorite guys here, he says the statue looks like a monkey bar on the Harley.
It does.
So everyone, so what, you live in New York, firefighter, you have an epic stash, all that fun stuff, you're a wonderful family. What makes you unique? And sorry, just one sec. Nick, we have feedback. It's because he doesn't have earbuds, and that's okay. So they hear feedback when I talk.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to fix that?
Unless you have earbuds, but don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not bad. But yeah, what makes you unique?
So aside from this, what makes me, I don't know, walking, having a mustache like this. Like, some people, there's kind of like a stigma behind it, not in a bad way. They're just people, like I said, I'll go out sometimes and I'll get some funny looks. And so the mustache makes me unique. I'm unique to begin with. I don't pay a lot of attention to what people have to say if it's negative. And, I want, I don't know. I like when people kind of really embrace who they are and everything that comes along with it. I'm a big fan of own who you are. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all do different things. But if you own who you are and you're just a good person in general, then that's really all that matters to me. And so, yeah, I don't know if I'm necessarily unique in any other way aside from this crazy mustache. I'm pretty much an average guy. I like peace. I like quiet. I get a lot of craziness at work, and so yeah.
Good for you, man. Yeah, I think that's amazing. I feel the same way. As the older I get, the more quiet I want it to be, which is funny because I have 6 kids.
Yeah. I don't know how much quiet you get. I have one.
I don't get quiet unless they're asleep. And I'm like, oh, I love it. And they're so cute. And then they wake up and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, and they always wake up far sooner than you ever think,
Oh, so true.
Yeah, you try to capitalize on those couple of hours you get after they're in bed, thinking, all right, I got a couple hours to myself, and you regret it in the morning because you end up not getting enough sleep,
My favorite is when you get a sleep in, say it's Saturday, you're like, oh, we don't have anything, we can sleep in. And then they wake you up at 6. Can I use the bathroom? I'm like, of course you can. Why are you asking me?
Yeah. We would have that talk with my daughter all the time. I didn't stop asking. If you got to go to the bathroom, you just go to the bathroom. Yeah, you don't need to ask my permission.
Hey, Casey, how you doing, man? Casey or Russ wants to know, would you consider growing your beard out?
I would love to, but I can't. unfortunately, and that's because of work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so as a fireman, you know, there are grooming standards, and so I am not allowed to have any hair below the corner of my mouth, and my sideburns are not allowed to go past the bottom of my earlobe. And that's for, you know, the SCBA, the self-contained breathing apparatus.
How do they test that on you guys to make sure that it's working properly?
So once a year we go in and we do a physical. It involves many different things. Obviously, you know, your lung function and an echo, an EKG, and many different things. A fit test for the face piece is one of them. And so they will put a mask on, and it's basically a pressure test, and they'll have you perform different actions such as lowering your head, raising your head, turning it to the side, reciting different speeches, and the computer will give you a readout of the you know, of the air that you're either losing or not. So
that's cool. The reason why I ask is there's a company. So I used to work for a company, and we did a lot of that respiration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I had a company that back in that time, there wasn't any computerized information. It's like basically, it's like, hey, does it work? And if it does, great. If not, they couldn't really test it. So they'd put you in a room where there was like some sort of gas, like, that would make your eyes water and stuff like that. So if it worked, you wouldn't smell it, and if it didn't work, they would get all choked up and stuff. And I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it happens. So we have a similar thing, but that's not for the that's for the medical mask that we would wear, like an N95, not the, you know, the face piece you'll see firemen wear, the SCBA, not that face piece, but the N95. And you'll put a big hood over your head, you'll have an N95 on, and they'll spray this, I don't even know, ammonia, maybe it is, I don't even know. And they'll if you get a hint of that, then the mask doesn't fit. So very similar.
Bradley Miller goes, grow it out on vacation. That's what I used to do.
I do. And that's actually how I ended up with this mustache. So I get 6 weeks of vacation. Sometimes it's split up. You can do 3 and 3, or you could take the full 6. I often like to take the full 6. So I would always, since I've been on the job, I would always grow my beard out for those 6 weeks. But I never decided to grow the mustache out of that beard for whatever reason. And I think because this most recent time, I had COVID early October, right? And then I also had vacation, plus I was sick. So I had an opportunity to grow my beard for a longer period of time than I normally would have been able to. And at 8 weeks, which is where I had my beard, I was able to see like I'm sure Bob, if he's still here, he can tell you, like one of my first TikToks, I had like the littlest curl, you know, and I never was able to see that with my 6-week beard. So with the 8-week beard, it was just enough for me to see it. And I'm like, I think I might be able to do that. And that's...
Yeah, there's genetics involved. And I mean, letting it grow is the thing that you need to do for the mustache. But there's genetics, of course, with what you have, because not a lot of people can do that. That's really cool.
I got lucky.
So one of the questions, and it wasn't going to be asked about your firefighting, but I kind of want to know, like, what's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
I don't know. It depends. Like we have this saying, you know, like risk versus reward, right? Like you take a little risk for a little reward, and a big for a big, you know. And so if there are any life hazards and they're confirmed, then you go above and beyond, you know. You normally go above and beyond, but you'll go a little more. But the biggest risk, honestly, is just it's putting that gear on to begin with. You know, you never know what you're gonna stumble into. You could be sitting down having dinner or breakfast or lunch one moment, and at the drop of a dime, your whole world changes, and you know, you're in places that you never thought that you would ever be. And sometimes you come out and you say to yourself, why am I doing this? You know, and you think about your family, but then you remember why you're doing it, and somebody has to, and it's important, and you know, you rely on your training, and you just take it from there. You know.
I never thought about this, and I'm sorry that we keep talking about your work, but how often do I get to talk to a New York City fire department?
I don't mind.
Do they? I can't imagine, like you saying, how busy you are. do they? And I don't want to even imagine the things that you've seen and witnessed, and get a better record to. Do they have therapists, psychologists? Do they have stuff there to help you unwind and get that off your chest?
Yeah, they do. They have we have a counseling unit, and you can reach out to them at any time, and they have multiple offices. They have a main office. They have a bunch of field offices. They have one on Long Island, one in Manhattan, one in Staten Island, one in the Bronx. So it's all over the place, and it's kind of for your convenience. You can call whenever, and they're extremely helpful, and it is a good place to go. And, the job has a way of knowing, because obviously any big incident, it's over the radio frequencies, and the dispatchers where, they took the call, they spoke to the person. So they're even preemptive. So if they know that, we've gone to something that, would affect you, they'll proactively reach out and make sure everything's okay. So they're really good. It's definitely, they do a really good job with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I can only imagine some of the things, my wife, we had one of my daughter's friends was from Spain, and she was here for the school year, and then she just recently flew out, and she'd never been to certain places in Salt Lake or like Park City, and so my wife took her there, and on the way back they saw firefighters, ambulances, all these guys there, policemen, and a guy was riding a motorcycle. And I guess he was riding too close for the guy in front of him in the car didn't like it. Did like a brake check. The motorcyclist didn't see it, flipped over.
Yeah.
And flipped over him, and they're going like 70 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
And then when he stopped, kept going, went into the other lane and got ran over. And it was just like, I couldn't do it, man.
Yeah, I guess so when I'm 38, and I started when I was 22.
My sister, she's an idiot. Sorry.
That's awesome. So I'm 38 now. I started when I was 22. When I was 22, I was single. I didn't even know my current wife. I didn't have a child, and so it's not that I didn't care, but I'm young, full of energy, ready to go. And so, like, as I get older, though, life has definitely changed, and so some of those things that didn't bother me in the beginning, they stick with you now, where it hits differently because of your current life situation and what you have. So obviously, whatever. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't want to go too somber on it, but it's a lot. Sometimes. It depends on what's involved. But it's a lot. It changes as you get older,
All right, so we've talked about all the stuff that you have to go through, all that. You have your family, you have your workouts and all that. How the crap did you get involved in TikTok? You're so busy.
I know. So my wife would tell you, or any of my really close friends, they'd be like, there is no way that Danny's on TikTok doing that. And so like I said, I had COVID in early October, and then I could see those baby curls out of the mustache after 8 weeks. And I actually came across one of Bob's videos, because I had TikTok, but I wasn't posting anything. I was just watching, and I came across one of Bob's videos, and I'm like, I looked at my wife and like, I don't know, maybe I'll grow my mustache. And my friend was actually here, the one from Florida, from Davenport. He was here visiting for a few days, and he was like, dude, you should totally do it. What else do you have to lose? I said, you're right. I have nothing to lose. And it kind of just stumbled from there. And then I ended up on TikTok doing it. And, because I needed some guidance and some help in the beginning too, It was
and Bob was there, right?
I'm sorry?
Bob?
Oh yeah, Bob is awesome.
It seems like he's helped out a lot of people like that.
He has, yeah. And he's got a big account, and so I can only imagine how many, people try to ask him questions, and he's always been responsive, and he's honestly great. Yeah, he's super great, super humble, always responsive, helped me out multiple times, and I've learned a lot from Bob. Yeah.
So Danny, if you guys haven't, in the description of this live, you'll see that he has 2 accounts under Paintrain, which is going to be on Instagram and on TikTok. Go give him a follow. He has crazy transitions. How did you get those down?
So I don't know. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Like I'm very detail oriented, and that's partly being a fireman. Like and I was before that. So very need to be I pay attention to small things, little details, and so I will stood in my bathroom for a while, and when I first started, and I watched other people do the transitions, other videos, and I'm like, man, that is unbelievable. And so it's much like the mustache. It's just, and styling it. It's just practice and repetition, and then just playing around with different things like speeds. Or I got to a point where I started putting I would wear sandals, and then I would slip my foot out of the sandal when I was done with the first clip, and then go back, and my sandals were still in the same spot for the second clip, so I know that I'm standing exactly.
Oh wow, way smart.
So things like that, and really just over time,
That's so
play
cool.
with the speeds help,
And I truly appreciate you helping out Copper Johns and
my pleasure.
Posts every day. It's like I love it. I think it's one of my favorite things is your guys' transitions and what you can do. So
thank you. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to be there and be a part. And it's been such an awesome experience all around. Copper
so
Johns
how does your wife and your family, just your wife, feel about you're starting to get a little bit of recognition. You're starting to see maybe not accolades, so to speak, but just things that are happening because of it. What does she think of it?
She's super happy. She supports me through a lot, like those work experiences that we were discussing, and she's my rock. She keeps me grounded, and so I always bounce things off of her, even every video.
Cool.
She'd probably tell you, oh my God, it's every video he wants to show me before he posts it. I say, babe, look at this. You think it's all right? She's like, it's good, Danny. It's good. But she loves it, and and she's happy. She just wants the best for me, and it's it's a pleasure.
Yeah, and it's a fun hobby. It's a cheap hobby. It's a lot.
It is.
So Casey goes, total respect for you doing what you do daily. Thank you for all the service workers. The stash might get you out of a call or for being so fired.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm really happy.
So, as people begin to know you and all that kind of stuff, what do you wish people knew more, or what do you wish people understood more about you?
What do I wish they understood more about me? I don't know. I'm pretty easygoing. I guess I have an appearance that can kind of so my wife tells me, she's like, and maybe it's partly because of work and my different experiences, but I always feel like there's the normal world and then there's my world. So sometimes I may my wife's like, Dan, it's all right. You can smile but it's not that I'm not happy. I just I kind of sometimes I need to disassociate my work life from my regular life, and it's a very hard thing to do. So I walk around sometimes with a little bit of feeling down, I guess, if you will, just because of different experiences. But she's always there to pick me up. So, she'll always give me the, you look like you're angry. And I'm not. It's just my face, Yeah. So if I had to tell people one thing about me, that would be it. I'm not as intimidating as I look.
Yeah, but as you go through the experiences you are, especially through a firefighter, you can't help it but change you a little, and you become a little bit more serious, a little more somber, and you might not like that, but it does happen.
Yeah, I try to battle it, and that's it. It's like they're two separate worlds. They really are, and you kind of have to turn yourself off to an extent at work because they're never really calling you for good things. It's an emergency, and so you need to be able to react quickly, be prepared, and sometimes that involves less thinking, and just being ready. And so when things are calm, I perform better under pressure and hectic situations. And so
that's what you've been training for since 2007, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a long time to work under pressure. I can see why you would thrive in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's it.
Sorry, I had a question and then we were talking and then I forgot my question. But when it comes to TikTok and and life, so to speak, what's your definition of success? Like, what is it for you? What's your end goal for TikTok? All that kind of stuff.
So my end goal for TikTok is just to inspire, like to help other people and not just inspire, but get people to be comfortable with who they are, you know, and everyone grows facial hair at a different rate of speed. It's a different texture, color, different patterns, and everyone is unique. And so if I could scream out one thing to all of TikTok, that's what it would be. It would be, you know, take pride in what you have and take care of it, and make it its best, and rock it. You know, that is what I would love to get people to be able to do.
Good, I love it. That's kind of us, you know. Bradley, I apologize for that. Danny's on his phone and he doesn't have earbuds. Danny, it's okay. And so there's just a small echo, but it's okay. Let me get back to that. So let's just there's so many questions. I'm trying to debate on which one I want. And if I miss anyone else's questions, please just put a Q on there or something, and we'll go from there. But how did you? Let's just start with the rapid questions. I'm not good. We got to have some fun.
I'm ready for whatever you. Yeah,
we're talking a lot of serious stuff, and I want to keep talking serious stuff. But all right. So the rapid questions are just a couple of word answers, that type of stuff. So, what is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
What is your most interesting thing in your wallet?
It's funny. I guess a rubber band. I don't really carry a wallet.
Oh, I was like, why do you have a rubber band? Well, that makes
that's
sense.
it. Most interesting thing. That's it. Yeah.
Nice.
Other than that, a couple debit cards, cash, ID, and wrapped in a rubber band.
There you go. I've seen a few people do that.
Yeah.
I actually got my wallet. Mine's a fold one. And it's really small, and I just got it at Cabela's.
I used to have one, and I was sitting on it, and it started to not feel great. You know, I had it in my back pocket, but I saw the Ridge wallets, and that is pretty cool. I would like to try one.
You had the George Costanza wallet from Seinfeld. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah.
We had all the receipts, and he has backaches and everything because of it. Yeah, rubber band, man.
Rubber band, man. That's me.
Juan, I'll get to your question in just a second. Next question. What is your favorite pizza topping?
My favorite pizza topping is definitely sausage.
Ooh, that's a good one. Now, you being from New York, what's better, New York or Chicago? What's your favorite pizza?
New York, hands down.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I've been to Chicago a couple times, and some of that pizza's nuts.
I'm sure it is. It definitely is. But they're known for their deep dish, you know?
It was deep dish.
Yeah. It's fun. So while we're on the pizza topic quickly, that's what I used to do before being a fireman. I did multiple things. I did a lot of construction, roofing, siding, framing. My friend owned the company, so I did a lot of that. And then I also made pizza for a while at a couple of different pizzerias.
Oh, Russ. Juan, I'll get to yours. I'm sorry. Do you fold or slice?
I fold.
There you go.
Fold right down the middle. That's why the pizza.
I want to go to like the Yankees. Oh, someone asked if you're a Yankees fan.
I am. Yankees and Rangers. I don't even know. I'm on here, so if anyone knows the score of the Ranger game, they were up 2-1 going into the third period. I would love to know it.
Okay, I'm sure Mark's watching it. He's a New York fan. Least favorite beverage. Least favorite
beverage is I don't even know. I'm pretty good.
You're like, I like everything.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have one.
Mine's like carbonated water, like with stevia. The stevia, is it called stevia? That soda drink?
Stevia, yeah.
I hate that crap.
Yeah, I honestly, I can't even think of one that I don't like. Is that weird?
No, you're easy going. That's the more I get to know you. Lightning 1, 2 to 3.
Lightning one.
Yeah, that's what it says. Ellie says. Ellie goes
All right.
lightning 1, 2 to 3.
All right. Well,
Yeah, club soda. That's what it is. I hate club
club
soda.
soda. Yeah, I can do club soda. I have no problem with it.
So you're a weird one.
I guess. I guess.
What's your favorite beverage?
My favorite beverage, number one is water. I drink a lot of water. I know
water.
that's kind of boring, but it's important, obviously, for mustache and facial hair growth. And on top of that, it's my job.
Oh yeah.
It's important to stay hydrated. So I've learned to teach myself to drink a lot of water and to make it my number one. But outside of the water, ginger ale.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ginger ale.
What's your favorite season?
Season, summer.
Mine too.
I'm envious of your sister who lives in Florida. I would love to live in Florida.
See, I'm more fall. I like the fall where everything's starting to get a little cooler. I'm a big guy, and so I enjoy the heat, or I enjoy when it starts to cool off.
Yeah.
And I like Halloween, and I like that type of season.
I like Halloween. It's something about I like when everything's coming to life, because it's not just that you're getting outside and things like that. It's also the plants and the trees and things like that. And it's like an energy. It changes things, So
there's a lot of people talking about Ellie. I don't get this lady. Egg cream is an awesome drink. Has club soda, milk, and chocolate. She has some weird. She's a chef and she's really but she does Oreos with water. I'm like, who does that?
Oreo. Wait, so she dunks her Oreos in water?
Water, yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, I've never heard of that before, but
I just
I'm not gonna knock it.
No, I knock it. I'm not gonna lie. I make fun of her. This was like a year ago, and I still haven't gotten over it. I love Ellie to death. Don't get me wrong. I just think that's something that I couldn't do.
I might have to try it.
Don't. What's your favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
Favorite animal?
Dog.
What was the last thing you watched on TV?
Rangers game.
Which one?
The Rangers game. Hockey.
Rangers game. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you do have that accent, that New York accent.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I might
No, you're totally fine. We were just talking about the other day where I don't pronounce T's. So a lot of people go mountain, but I go mountain.
Yeah. I don't know. Mountain. I guess similar maybe.
But I do want to know. Okay, so have you ever seen 911 or anything like that?
Yeah.
How real is it?
Not.
Okay, because I'm just now because you're in here, I'm like, how real is it? How real are these emergency movies or shows and movies?
Yeah, I guess what was that the old sitcom there, ER or the in the hospital, General Hospital.
ER. General Hospital, I think, is a soap opera.
That was more soap opera, right? And then there was ER. Yeah, whichever. I guess what I'm trying to get at is if you ask the healthcare professional how realistic that is, they would tell you the same thing. They'd be like, not at all. That's not what we're doing. So, Rescue Me. I don't know. Did you ever see Rescue Me? That's New York City Fire Department. Yeah. So funny thing about that, it's not close to realistic. There are some bits of it, like sitting around the table, say, and having dinner, but obviously the hectic parts and the fire and what you're doing, it's not. It's exaggerated for television, for entertainment purposes. But funny thing about that is that Rescue Me, I happened to be an extra in the very last episode of Rescue Me.
As a firefighter?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
so they involved you guys.
My back is turned, you can't really see me, but
your wife notices. She knows the butt. She's like, that's my husband.
Yeah, she did.
It's a big poster in your room.
Yeah. Who's that? That guy's got a nice back. Yeah.
Russ wants to know the movie Backdraft, is that part of the fire going back into the well?
So Backdraft, that's mostly so if you have a fire that's burning and all the smoke, everything's all rising, right? And then the smoke, those are all unburned gases, and they start to build up top, and then they'll eventually, the smoke will start to come lower and lower. It'll start to bank down, and then when you introduce oxygen into that environment, and there's still an active fire burning, but you have all those unburned gases, and you introduce something new into that environment, that's what creates that pressure vacuum. So, yeah.
Dang. No, she really is. Like Ellie's, like I said this before, the more I get to know Ellie, the more I like her. Growing up poor, I had Oreos with water, mashed tater Sammys. I don't know what that is. A half and half cereal because we may not have the milk, and they need the cream for the coffee. Well, all the respect to you. I'm if it gives you a hard time because I say that, I'm sorry, Ellie. Is there any TV shows or movies that are very, very realistic?
Honestly, anything. I have to think of there's a couple of like documentaries, I believe, on HBO maybe, and one was about the New York City Police Department, and it was called The 7-5, and it was about a police officer who was corrupt, and then there was one also with the fire department, and I'm trying to remember its name. It's been a few years, but it would have to be something along those lines, like documentary based, firsthand experience from an actual, but any type of entertainment purpose, like Chicago Fire and that stuff, it's not entirely accurate.
Yeah, Netflix, I don't know if they still have it, but they had a lot of stuff like how they became a Navy SEAL, training as a Navy SEAL, all that kind of stuff. And what's funny is I work for the Air Force, but I'm not a part of the Air Force. You know what I mean? Like I'm not enlisted or anything like that. And but being up there, I hear a lot of people, and they go see Top Gun, and they're like, "That's not like it." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. There's like this whole thing going on TikTok now with the after people saw Top Gun, and then they shave the mustache, or like grow the mustache, shave the beard into the mustache. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Have you done any duets with those guys?
I did. There was a guy recently who I think he said it was something online like everyone after seeing Top Gun is now, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but everyone after seeing Top Gun is now growing their mustaches. I've been about like that life, so I duetted him and said but it's not it's not a trend. It's a lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
All right, back to the quick questions. Sorry, the rapid questions. Where do you go when you want to be alone?
Where do I go when I want to? My backyard.
Nice. What's the best thing you've ever eaten from a restaurant?
Best thing I've ever eaten from a restaurant: chicken parm.
Ooh,
chicken parm.
That's
a really nice Italian
restaurant. Good right now.
Yeah.
So you're not an Olive Garden guy, are you? Or are you more?
I will for the what is it? Unlimited salad and breadsticks, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. My wife is obsessed with it. She's been begging me to go, actually.
So those breadsticks and Red Lobster biscuits are my favorite.
Red Lobster biscuits are definitely good.
Right, they're heaven.
Oh yeah.
What's the worst thing you've ever eaten from a restaurant?
Worst thing I've ever eaten from a restaurant has to be, I had I think it was turkey. It was like a club sandwich, but the meat was from a diner, and diners are pretty popular over here. There's a lot of them, and the meat was no good. I got food poisoning, so.
Oh yeah.
Not a good experience.
I would do it.
Yeah.
My brother once went to Subway, and he was eating the sandwich, and someone put like a toenail or something in it as he was eating it. And God, it was an actual toenail. And he went there, and they offered him a free sandwich for a year or whatever, like for a year, lifetime supply. And he's like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, I don't think I want to come back here. That's not enough.
Yeah, like they took care of him, but at that time he was just grossed out.
Oh yeah, I would be.
So, what habit holds you back the most?
What habit myself? Not necessarily a habit, but my overthinking.
Ooh.
But like I said before, like I'm very detail oriented, but that
perfectionist.
Yeah, with that comes like the I overanalyze. I try to analyze too many things, and so that, I guess, sometimes is good, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just need to be and just go, but I'm sure at times it's helped too, where, I've thought a lot about something and something I shouldn't, do, and I'm sure it's helped a couple of times. So it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. What do you buy on impulse the most at stores?
Snacks. I'm a big snack guy.
Right.
I am. Pretzel rods, Oreos, spicy sweet chili Doritos. I can never go food shopping hungry because I come back with a bunch of snacks.
Have you ever had the Tapatio Doritos?
Yes.
Dude, I
love them. I love them. Salt and vinegar chips are my number one. I can eat them.
Lay's,
man.
Right? Lay's.
It has to be Lay's.
I've tried the Pringles brand, and I'm like, it's not the same.
Nope.
It has to be Lay's.
And even like the Wise brand, not the same. It's got to be Lay's. Brand? Yeah, Wise. It's a purple bag.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. However, there is one brand that do you have Jimmy John's where you're at?
No.
So they have a brand, and Ellie might know this. What's up, Wolverine? He wants to say hey. You know him.
Hey, what's up, brother? What's going on? Thanks for stopping in.
They have baked chips, and they have salt and vinegar chips that are baked. And holy crap, they're good. Those ones are good.
Those are good. I do like baked, I wasn't a fan of them at first because I'm used to the potato chip being what it was, and then when they introduced the baked potato chips, it took me a little bit to get used to it, but I do like them.
Name a person who inspires you the most.
My father.
How so? Why? I'm just because it's your dad.
Because it's my dad. Yeah, he was, but he was more than a dad to me. He was a friend, and he always treated me. When I was younger, obviously, making sure I did the right thing. But as I got older, I was never talked down to. It was always a coach, always there to coach me, guide me, steer me in the right direction. Any question, no matter what it was, no matter how sensitive the topic, I had no hesitation to ask him. And so, he was a really good guy. And he's a big part of who I am. And so that is where a lot of my inspiration comes from.
That's cool. I appreciate you sharing that. Wolverine goes, he has the best stash in the game. He really does.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're killing those transitions. I don't know. I might have to try some crazy stuff now. Everyone's getting the transitions down, and I might have to. I don't know. You guys are doing great.
Yeah, Wolverine's really good at it. Like I swear he does like 20 TikToks a day. Like the guy just is always putting his content out.
Yeah, and that's not, like we talked about earlier, it's not easy,
So Juan, his name is Juan. With the many different mustache styles, what is a signature Paintrain style for you?
I'm still figuring that out, to be honest. What I do end up going to more is just a classic, just a classic handlebar. I'll come out, and like you saw yesterday, I'll come straight out and then up. Just a little bit. I've gone with the Imperial. I've gone with the curl, the full, the fully closed loop, and I've tried a bunch of different things. And I don't know. I'm still trying to develop the actual signature Paintrain styled mustache. So
yeah, I don't know. I think what you're doing right now is pretty epic.
And I'm also, thank you. I'm spending a lot of time trying different things too, because, I want that practice. I want the repetition. I want to, it helps me trying different things helps me, become a better, stylist with the mustache.
So I remember seeing you when Bob on a Wednesday when we did that, when Bob was there and he was training everyone and teaching everyone how much, like I was beyond like, holy crap, you use that much wax. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Do you do the same?
I do. I use, so my hair is dark. And so certain waxes, I will eventually get to that pea-sized bowl of wax, but maybe not right away. I will start with a little bit less and start to work it in so I can kind of get rid of any residue. Like if I use a lot right off the bat, my hair is dark. It shows a lot of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I will start with a little bit less, but I will eventually get to probably right around the same amount that Bob ends up using and showed you guys on your last show.
Yeah, Wolverine, we actually talked about that. He just can't do it because of his work.
Yeah.
But no, we'll see when you go to Orlando. You already got that scruff. We'll see what's going on.
I know. I think this is like maybe 4 or 5 days. So
dude, yeah, you could grow an epic beard. That's crazy.
I've never 8 weeks. Do you believe that? I'm 38, right? And so I've never seen myself with a beard longer than 8 weeks. It's crazy.
That is. Yeah. When you retire.
Yeah. When I retire.
Paintrain, when you see the movie The Orient Express, where the police investigator wear a stash bra, when he splash bra, did I say that right? When he goes to sleep, do you have one of those? Oh, staff bra. Oh, okay, I remember what you're talking about.
No, I just nope. I tried this. There were some nights I'll if I'm really exhausted, I'll fall asleep with it styled. I really try not to because, obviously, wax and oil, they don't go together well, and so while quality wax has properties to help your hair and keep your hair healthy, you really need to take care of the skin underneath. So I will try to take the wax out every night, and I'll go with the oil and the balm, and I try to fall asleep on my back, but I don't pay that much attention to it. I just sleep. Sleep is important,
One of the coolest things that I learned from you and learned from Bob is that you don't use oil at all when you do that because you can't use the wax.
Yeah.
And so is it just regular oil that you guys use on a regular basis to get the wax out?
Yeah. It's just you could use any beard oil to work. It's breaking it down. It's not going to remove it entirely. It just gives you the opportunity to then separate your hair and run a comb through your hair, and then you leave it in for about 20 minutes. It breaks the wax down a bit, and when then you go to wash it, you have an easier time getting the wax out because your hairs are separated after running the comb through it. It's easier to get a more effective wash. Sometimes after taking wax out, you might have to wash your mustache with soap or beard wash twice. But after using an oil to kind of loosen everything up one time, a good wash one time with some warm water, and it's pretty good.
That's cool. So what is last rapid question, and then we'll get to the would you rathers. What is the most awkward situation you've ever found yourself in?
A lot.
Awkward situation.
Everything goes back to work. I found myself in a lot of awkward situations at work. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of being somewhere I never really expected to be in the first place. That work ends up being awkward like that at a lot of times. And I don't want to be too descriptive on it, but those are definitely some of my most awkward experiences. Is sitting down at a table eating lunch or dinner, and then ending up in someone's home doing something when you're just like, how did that happen? And this is awkward.
All right. Well, everyone, if you guys have a question for Danny Paintrain, please feel free to ask. In the meantime, why don't we get to it's seriously been an hour. So we have 5 minutes. So let's hurry to ask those would you rather questions. And again, I appreciate you doing this and coming on.
I thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and let everyone get a chance to know me. And, I think I'm going to start to do a little more of that on TikTok, and show a little more. I've been doing a lot of mustache stuff, and which is great, and that's really why I'm there. But I have to break it down a little more and get people to know me a little more.
Yeah, I think, dude, you're such a upstanding guy that I think everyone here has learned a lot about you. That more respect to you.
Thank you.
Would you now, mind you, I said YouTube, but I meant to say TikTok. Would you have a successful podcast or a successful TikTok channel?
Successful podcast or TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, I enjoy the creation part of I like the filming and the editing of it, and I guess TikTok has the shorts, right? So you can kind of do that there too. But I don't know. I really like the engagements on TikTok, and I like it's a cool place to be. It just is.
Yeah, I agree. That's really fun. I've really grown to. It does have its own little community, and I'm starting to understand that. But it's really cool.
It definitely is.
I would like to have one day a successful podcast because I think not necessarily with Copper Johns, just overall, just because I think it'd be fun to talk different topics and just talk and have a good, deep discussion.
Yes.
Yes. TikTok is a rabbit hole.
It is. It is. But yeah, balance.
Would you rather be a famous director or a famous actor?
Actor.
Would you rather live on the beach or a cabin in the woods?
Cabin in the woods all day.
Why is that? Because that's me too.
Yeah, I as I get older, like we discussed, like I enjoy the peace. I enjoy the like peace, solitude, quiet, and yeah, I don't know. I enjoy the woods. You get more of like an earthy feel, you know. Like beach is nice and it's great, but like there's more. I just feel there's more to be absorbed in the woods as far as like experiences and seeing different things, and yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, me too. And lastly, would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or your friends?
My parents.
Me too. Why you?
You know, I always wanted to. Well, maybe when I was a little younger, you know, you're a little younger, you start to experience different things, and maybe you're like, oh, I'm going out, or there's like a small rebellious thing about it. But you know, when you start to grow up and you then have kids of your own, and you realize how much they actually did and put toward you, how much effort and how much they were honestly were right with a lot of things, you know, and you don't really know that until you experience it. So those are the people that put that time and effort into me that I want to make sure they know that they did the right thing.
Good for you, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. You're just a good person.
So are you.
I appreciate it. So does anyone have any more questions for Danny? We have a few more minutes. If not, do you have anything you would like to say to everyone? Or comments?
I appreciate everyone being here, and I you know, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, I appreciate all the support and the engagements, and it's what keeps me going, because you know it does take a lot of time, it does take a lot of effort, and the engagements really help create content. Like, you know, if there's a suggestion, or if you want to see me do a specific style mustache that you have in mind, whatever it is, please ask. And it helps me create content, and that's why I'm there. I'm there, and any questions, however, whatever it is. So thank you for being here, and yeah.
And I will say this, that Danny just recently started doing TikTok lives, correct?
Yeah, so yeah, I just started.
Yeah, and so if you guys ever want to follow him on TikTok, you can follow him, and then he'll have TikTok lives, and you can get to ask any questions you want to him directly there. Fantastic live stream, Tyson. Thanks, Paintrain.
You are very welcome. Thank you for being here.
What's up, Vato? Haven't seen you for a while, man. Danny, thank you for being a firefighter. You're a hero, my dude.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And I hope we didn't get too personal on all those questions when it came to your work.
No, not at all. It's good to. This is why I love being where I like in this community, because again, it's like the firehouse. It's the camaraderie, and it's good for me to talk about that stuff and get it out. And hopefully, it wasn't too heavy. So I apologize if it was at all.
No, it wasn't too heavy at all. And
but it's real, you know. That's the experience. And
well, that's what I mean. That's why I asked if you have any like psychologists or therapists there, because I'm like, dude, if I went through some of this stuff that you guys have to go through on a daily basis, I don't think I could, because you don't want to have to unload to your spouse every day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah. You try to shelter, like maybe because they know something's going on with you, so you have to explain partially, but maybe not in detail. You know, so having that counseling unit is perfect because you can give them the detail, you know.
I love that they do that for you.
Yeah.
So when okay, we're done, and now I have more questions.
Sure.
Not to get political.
Sure.
But it's a political question, so
okay.
I apologize. When they just decided to defund police in New York,
yeah,
did that affect you guys, and did you see anything different out of it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I did. I did very much. The city of New York and my job, and the police, and a lot has changed in the last few years, and I noticed a big change with that. And still to this day, there are ripple effects from that, and everything that has happened after, say, I guess right around 2020ish, and then after, has not been good. So not for morale, not for the job itself, and yeah, I noticed a big difference, and it's still going on.
Yeah. Yeah, even though that they're starting to fund the police more, correct? And fund servicemen.
Yeah, they are. They are. With the change of administrations, it definitely helped a bit, but because the current mayor was a former police officer, but so it definitely helped a little, but yeah, I think a lot of people, when it came to mandates and things of that nature, I mean, there's just so many things going on in the world that it's kind of shaking everything up, and yeah, it's tough.
No, it's I can't imagine. There's so much going on in the world. And so, just New York City alone, where you're at, that's a world of its own.
It is, and if I'm being honest, if I didn't have my career and I wasn't so close to the end, it's pointless for me to throw it away, and I never would. I love what I do, but if I got on and maybe had 1 or 2 years on the job right now, and all this stuff started to happen, I would probably move because I would be better suited elsewhere. Let's say for political purposes or quality of life, even, but I'm here. I have so I make the best of it. I have a great job. I love what I do. I have a lot of great guys that I work with, men and women, and so yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to bring that up.
No, I don't mind at all. In fact, we maybe outside of this we could have I love it.
Yeah.
The last couple of years have changed a lot of things for a lot of people.
Yeah. So Alderman goes, the dumbest thing that could ever happen is defunding law enforcement.
Fully agree.
Yeah, I was shocked.
My values probably, let's just say I don't belong living in New York. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. No, I understand. Alderman lives in Hawaii. He's said it several times, so that's why I say that now.
Yeah.
And so does Ken, Mr. G, and all those guys. They've been in the service and all that, and they they say how it is, and they say how it is, and I like the people like that.
Yeah. So. I do too.
Well, again, I appreciate you joining. Everyone, give thanks to Danny. Appreciate you coming. And if you ever have any questions, he is very, very cool about answering messages, and he's very pretty dang quick.
Pretty quick. I try to be. I can do that right now. But and I always will. As best as I can. I like I said, I love it. It helps me. It gives me content to create. It makes me think, and I'm always still, I'm always learning, and that's never going to change. So it helps all around. So
yeah. So everyone's saying thanks, Danny. Stay safe. See you on TikTok. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, and he left New York too a long time ago. Ken.
I'm jealous.
Well, now he lives in Hawaii, so I'm jealous too.
Even more jealous. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, but he's been in the military, the Navy, I believe. So
thank you for your service.
So anyway, Danny, appreciate you. How I would do it is we end the broadcast, but you feel free to stay after if you want. You can be done.
Okay.
This is your first one. I'm just letting you know this is how it works.
Yeah, so. I can hang out. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone, guys, have a wonderful day. I appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.